Comfortable shoes, but not tennis shoes. He was on his feet all day, but he didn't have a job that permitted casual footwear. He throw.
Footwear. Footwear.
He didn't have a job that permitted casual footwear. He throw. He was shot in one eye, and then the other at extremely close range. That's visceral, personal. Not
Visceral. Visceral.
that's visceral, personal. Not. Watson, we feared we'd lost you. We're off to Garrison to speak to the.
Garrison. Garrison.
We're off to Garrison to speak to the. It's interesting. Be out here if you need anything.
Sort of cramped for a department chair, huh?
Cramp. Cramp.
Sort of cramped for a department chair, huh?
In Chinese gambling. 13, quite the opposite. Ananjia spoke fluent Mandarin.
Mandarin. Mandarin.
Ananjia spoke fluent Mandarin.
Fine, whatever. When I worked Vice, poker clubs would give out personalized chips to repeat customers.
Personalize. Personalize.
Personalized chips to repeat customers. When I worked Vice, poker clubs would give out personalized chips to repeat customers to reward loyalty and weed out cops.
We.
To reward loyalty and weed out cops.
You're using again?
What's your saying? Rehab is for quitters?
Quitter. Quitter.
Rehab is for quitters?
I'm considering writing a monograph.
Should check his fever. I think he's hallucinating.
Hallucinate. Hallucinate.
I think he's hallucinating.
I'm considering writing a monograph.
Should check his fever. I think he's hallucinating.
How was your visit to the penal colony?
Penal. Penal.
How was your visit to the penal colony? On the floor, did you not?
We both know that you understand me, just like we both know that you're not the janitor. You
Janitor. Janitor.
both know that you're not the janitor. You need to communicate with suppliers, vendors. You speak English. So, you recently applied bleach to this.
Bleach. Bleach.
So, you recently applied bleach to this. Well, the hallway we came down was a good 80 feet. If the gunman had come in wearing a mask, then the bouncer would have had more than enough time to subdue him. Or
Bouncer. Bouncer.
then the bouncer would have had more than enough time to subdue him. Or then the bouncer would have had more than enough time to subdue him or sound an alarm. But the commotion didn't start until.
Commotion. Commotion.
But the commotion didn't start until.
Still watching this.
It isn't right. He's giving no corroborative detail. He's just rephrasing the questions he's asked in the form.
Rephrase. Rephrase.
He's just rephrasing the questions he's asked in the form.
I would have seen belt burn on his neck and chest. If he hadn't been wearing one, he would have a contusion where his head.
Contusion. Contusion.
He would have a contusion where his head.
Problem is, all of the cars the joyrider stole were hot-wired. Liam's was not. It says here the keys were found in the ignition.
Ignition. Ignition.
It says here the keys were found in the ignition.
It looked expensive, but it wasn't. Maybe the guy who stole the car couldn't tell the difference.
I would be remiss if I didn't point out that Liam.
Remiss. Remiss.
I would be remiss if I didn't point out that Liam.
Maybe the guy who stole the car couldn't tell the difference.
I would be remiss if I didn't point out that Liam may have pawned it himself. We had.
Pawn. Pawn.
We had, especially for an addiction specialist who has no doubt seen clients fall off the wagon before, and now to note the absence of a trifle that you.
Trifle. Trifle.
Now to note the absence of a trifle that you. To go back, retrieve it, dispose of it, having no idea that the police would recover it first. 2, he's the ultimate sap.
Sap. Sap.
2, He's the ultimate sap.
To contact Trent's kid, I got into Brendan's apartment, but I do know he would never take a life.
Respectfully, Mrs. Ananzio, you've just told us that...
Respectfully. Respectfully.
Respectfully, Mrs. Ananzio, you've just told us that... I haven't exactly been at my best lately.
Well, you were right about Liam. That pendant I gave him.
Pendant. Pendant.
That pendant I gave him. It was.
It's the autopsy report on Trent Ananzio. The ME found dried chrysanthemum and...
Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum.
The ME found dried chrysanthemum and... It's the autopsy report on Trent Ananzio. The ME found dried chrysanthemum and mulberry leaf in his stomach contents.
Oh.
Mulberry. Mulberry.
And mulberry leaf in his stomach contents.
Oh.
The ME found dried chrysanthemum and mulberry leaf in his stomach contents.
Oh, those are both
Medicinal Chinese herbs, yes, well aware. This
Medicinal. Medicinal.
medicinal Chinese herbs, yes, well aware. This could hardly be a coincidence. He was shot in both eyes while self-medicating for eye pain.
Medicate. Medicate.
While self-medicating for eye pain.
something was blocking his tapetum lucidum, the reflective part of the retina.
Retina. Retina.
The reflective part of the retina.
Yeah, cancer?
Not just any cancer, uveal melanoma.
Melanoma. Melanoma.
Uveal melanoma. It's in front of a camera. Now imagine he discovers that his favorite plaything / punching bag is having an affair with his
Plaything. Plaything.
plaything / punching bag is having an affair with his... He found Raul Ramirez, and he hired him to be his very own executioner.
Executioner. Executioner.
To be his very own executioner. Destroy any evidence that might unravel his plans. Firstly, the incriminating videos he keeps.
Incriminate. Incriminate.
Firstly, the incriminating videos he keeps.
We didn't have enough to hold her. We cut her loose to IC. They already started deportation proceedings.
Deportation. Deportation.
They already started deportation proceedings. If you think this is all part of a master plan concocted by the victim, then
Concoct. Concoct.
concocted by the victim, and
Sex offender registry.
Registry. Registry.
Sex offender registry.
You can't look up killers by locale, but you can look up rapists. They're a subset of violent offenders. It's not
Subset. Subset.
a subset of violent offenders. It's not... Type in O'Brien's address. Find the nearest deviant.
Deviant. Deviant.
Find the nearest deviant.
Ramirez. He also had more experience with surveillance equipment. Fearing that the police were attempting to entrap him,
Entrap. Entrap.
Fearing that the police were attempting to entrap him, he installed a small camera in the corridor outside of his apartment. The next time he was contacted by his mystery benefactor, he said...
Benefactor. Benefactor.
Next time he was contacted by his mystery benefactor, he said...
it's bully for him, but doesn't make you any more of a citizen.
I'm still going to be deported.
Deport. Deport.
I'm still going to be deported.
Depend